How do we determine whether a signature has been forged or not? The forensic process of signature verification is to look beyond the obvious, minute features of the questioned signature, that is the one that is alleged to have been forged, are examined. Then it is compared to a collection of signatures that are known to be genuine. The genuine signatures are referred to as exemplars or standard or known signature, because that is the one that we use to compare with the questioned one. Now let's talk about indicators of forgery in signature, whether in simulated or trace signature. The first one we are going to talk, there are about 5 of them, because of there are many, but because of our time, I will just speak on 5 of them. The first one I'm going to speak on is on tremor. On the screen we have two signatures of the same person, written by the original owner of the signature and by a copyist or a forger. By a forger, one is written by a forger, the other one is written by the natural writer, that is the owner of the signature. If you look at it, at the two signatures, ordinarily speaking, it seems as if there's nothing that differentiates the two. Both of them are alike to an ordinary eyes. But by the time you enlarge it using computer or using your magnifying lens, you begin to see the differences. Let's look at the same signatures. Now here, the same signature written by two different people. The real owner, the genuine one written by the owner of the signature, and the non-genuine signature written by a forger. Now let's look at what we can see in the two of them that will indicate that this is genuine or that is not genuine. So we want to consider the indicators. The number one thing we are going to consider is tremor. Tremulous and broken connection stroke between letters. Tremulous and broken connecting strokes between letters. Because the creation of most forms of non-genuine signatures are little more than drawings. Non-genuine signatures are more or less drawing. So the forger will look at the genuine signature, put his pen on the paper, look at the genuine signature again, and begin to copy it. So while copying it, now the first thing you notice is the signature are the genuine ones. The genuine signature is, the line is smooth. The line is, despite the fact that we enlarge it, we can see that this line is there's fluidity in the line. The lines move straight as if when water is flowing or fluid is flowing. But look at the copied one, the forged one. You can see there is something, the line is more or less like woolly, like a woolly line. So there's no fluidity. It is as if the hand of the forger was shaking. Actually, what really happens is that wherever you write slowly and it is viewed under magnified lens, it will appear as if the hand of the writer was shaking during every forger will write slowly, except when the signature is so simple that he can practice several times and memorize how to write it. The resultant line is not smooth but reflect the shaking pen, though the signature of an elderly or ill person may contain tremor. If an elderly person, somebody that is aged like a man or woman of about 70 and above, it's possible that you see the lines in their signature to have tremor. Then let's move on. If you look at the genuine signature at the right hand side, if you look at it from this angle, you may not see much difference from between the start and the stop. This is the start of this signature, and this is the stop. This one also has its start here and it has its stop here. But by the time you enlarge it and see the difference between the two, you can see that the forger, this one has blunt start and blunt end, whereas this one has a tapered or pointed start and pointed end. Now let me tell you the reason why it is so. The forger places the pen point in contact with the paper and then start writing. So when he's finished with the name or some of the portion thereof, he stop the pen and lift it from the surface from here. So by the time he put his pen, when you put your pen on paper before you start writing, you are going to have a drop of ink there that will make the start of that writing to be blunt. It won't be like the genuine one. This one, the one that is the one that is written by the natural owner, the real owner of the signature. When you are writing your own signature, your pen, because your brain has mastered the way you had done it for several years, your pen before touching the paper is already written, it's already flying. Look at it. Before touching the paper is already written. That is why you see this end like faint, very faint line before you begin to see it appearing or read here. Then at the end also, before you finish, your pen is already moving away from the paper, lifting itself from the paper. That is a genuine writer written a genuine signature. But here you have this forger who place his pen on the paper after completing the whole thing. Also, we look at it before removing the pen from the paper. So you have the blunt end and the blunt start and blunt end. Then let's move forward. Another indicator you may see is pen lift and hesitation. Pen lift is where you are not supposed to lift your pen. If you are the real owner of the signature or you are writing something, you are not supposed to lift. There are some places in your write-up that you are not supposed to lift your paper. Under normal circumstances, you are supposed to written just moving like that. Even if you are looking at something, you see right. Now, the pen lift and hesitation is occasion when the pen stop at an unusual point in the written, perhaps where a radical change is about to take place or a new letter formation is about to be started. This may take on the appearance of a small gap in the written line where there is not, as when it is not expected, or an overlapping of two ink lines where there should be just only one continuous line. I want us to look at this thing. Look at the genuine signature here. There is a radical change here of direction from here up here, move to the right, down to the right. That's a radical change. So but it is, the fluidity is there. Look at this one here. You can see the copies move up like this slowly. On getting here, he needs to look at the original signature from where he's copying, and because he look at that thing, the pen stop. There's a pen stop there, and it continue when before it continue moving down like the original one. Before continue moving downward, you can see the ink has already dropped a blob. We call it blob. Drop a drop of ink. We call it blob. Now that is an indication of slow writing. That is, somebody is copying from somewhere. But original one, you will not see something of that nature. Look at it. Look at this one here. Look at this side. This one move up like this and move down. But look at this one. If you look at this one, you can see that there's a drop of ink here. Another blob here. So all these things will indicate that one is genuine, the another one is not genuine. Let's move forward. Then, and we have speed and pressure. Now, the speed in the forged signature, the pen is moving slowly rather than with the dynamic movement associated with most genuine writings. The ink line remains constant in thickness. Look at it. If you look at this one, the ink is just constant. You can see the thickness of the ink remains constant all through. Whereas if you look at the genuine one, look at this place from here to here, because it's going upward, there's a light pressure, the speed is higher, so it's light here. Or moving to this side, because it's going down to this place, is thicker here. Now if you look at from here, look at it. Let's start from here. From this end, it was so light. Now the thickness appear here. Look at it. Then it's very thick here because it's coming down. The pressure is high here. Wherever pen is going down, the pressure is higher. I mean, yes, the pressure is higher. But when the pressure, when it is going up, when it is going like this place, it is lesser. So that is why you can't see in a genuine writing, you won't see the pressure constant. The pressure will be changing according to the speed of the writer. But in not genuine like this one, the one we have at the right hand side, you can see that the thickness is just the same all through. Then the one I will talk about lastly is passion. If you look at here, you can see that the original owner, the original writer of this signature, this genuine signature, here, despite the fact that this line did not join as much, yet he didn't bother instead to come and patch it. Whereas here you can see some patching, like you have it here, you have patching here, you have another patching here, you have another patching there. So all these things just to make, because he's conscious of it that something is wrong while looking at the genuine one. So that's what we make the patching. We make is another indicator of not genuineness. Though at times we may see some patching in genuine signature, but the patching in genuine signature is totally different from, is not the same with that of not genuineness. Patching to hide obvious defect in a signature so as to make it pictorially correct is another indication of not genuineness. So because they concentrate on the pictorial picture, the pictorial feature of the signature, just the picture, the formation is what they are looking at. They don't look at some other thing. So if the not genuine signature is not looking exactly like that of genuine, they want to correct it. They want to correct. So that one will bring about the kind of patching that they usually do. I'm going to stop here. If you want to know more about this, please go to our website at www.forensicinvestigator.org.ng. so as to know how to register and know how to become handwritten and signature analyst.